All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, short video. It's the breakdown prediction for Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder rematching Luis Ortiz. It's going down. I think it is November 23rd. Fox pay-per-view. Got to pay for this. I believe it's $75. I'm not sure. I don't believe they're going to be doing this in the movie theater, so you can't cut the corner and play the dub there. But yes, it's November 23rd, MGM Grand, Las Vegas Casino. It's a WBC belt that's on the line. First time they fought back in 2018 in March. Wilder won by TKO. Okay. Pretty much a lot has changed since they fought. All right. Luis Ortiz has fought Kajanu, Kaufman, and Hammer. And each performance were progressively and noticeably worse for him. Okay, he still has a 3-inch height disadvantage, and I believe he has a 5-inch reach disadvantage to Deontay Wilder, which it didn't really seem that way the first fight because Ortiz was able to take away some things that Wilder did well. Now, the big thing that makes a difference, other than Wilder getting more experience, and then we know he's a very inexperienced fighter as far as his amateur background, and he's learning on the job, and he's going to get better before he's more likely to get better before Ortiz gets better. People think Ortiz is older than the 40-year-old that they got him listed under, but Wilder said he was dealing with a serious flu that night, and he's going to put on more weight for this fight, and he's going to be fully healthy, and he said he hopes to knock him out earlier than he did. Now, it's always the whoop-de-blam where, is Ortiz getting paid to take a fall? We've seen it with Canelo Kovalev, and we know in fights, across boxing, fights have been, set up. PBC, has their questionable fights. Collazo and Thurman, the way that ended. Rosado and Quillen, the way that ended. As many times as they stuck up so many fighters, Korobov, Charlo, I felt that Korobov won that fight. So they've always looked out for the house fighter the majority of the time. And, looking in this fight, there are some backstories before we get to breaking it down. And the backstories are simply, is Ortiz a clean fighter? Are they doing VADA? And we know Wilder loves to do VADA, but, for PBC fighters, it hasn't been announced through the VADA Twitter site. I haven't checked the website, but I'm going to take Wilder's word on it. Because Luis Ortiz is looking lean and chopped up. And he's a dangerous guy because he won't probably get another world title shot while he's physically in this type of condition or as young as he is now. Nobody else wanted to give him a shot, and he failed 3 drug tests. After the Latif Coyote fight, supposed to be fighting Anthony Joshua, and then an original Deontay Wilder fight that fell apart. So I don't feel bad for him. Okay, I don't feel bad for Luis Ortiz. Ortiz doesn't even deserve this opportunity here. He don't. And Wilder is a man that believes in his faith. I don't know if he identifies as a Christian or whatever, but it's funny. A lot of the Christianity teaches you to turn the other cheek. It teaches you to be the bigger man, forgive and forget, or forgive or not forget. But hey, I don't believe in that. You made your mistake. You laid your bed. You lie in it. I don't have to do nothing to help you. I don't care about your family situation, your daughter's situation. I don't have to sympathize with you like that. You are a repetitive drug cheat. You tried to take my life in the ring is how I looked at it. But Wilder is forgive and forget. That's your typical Baptist Christianity feel in the South. And I wish most people wake up and realize what's the real on that. But hey, that's a conversation for another day. Now, looking at Deontay Wilder's strength, obviously speed, youth. In his youth, he hasn't took the amount of punishment of Ortiz have taken, with all the fights Ortiz had over his career. And people think he's older than what he is. Speed, power, height, length. You know what I'm saying? Those are, his advantages in this fight. All right. And his awkwardness is a little bit different too. His ability not to move in the ring and be as fluent and do things that's unorthodox for somebody like Luis Ortiz that does things that's right, that's very, very technical. That could be difficult for Orthodox, or it could be difficult for Southpaw Luis Ortiz. Okay? But for Luis Ortiz, his strengths are, he's technical, which also can be a weakness here because he does everything by book, and I explain it, but he's technical. Good jab, good power, good ability to counter, can set you up, can set the table and, make you eat dinner and then dispose of you because he poisoned your dinner. So he can set you up. He's just good technically. Good power, like I said before. He got a good lead hook. Good strong straight left hand. And that's Luis Ortiz. And you talk about Luis Ortiz's weaknesses being too technical or being too fundamental. He don't throw more than 3 punches at a time. And Wilder should know that. Most of them Cuban fighters, the exception to the rules, probably going to be Gamboa. They only throw a certain amount of punches at once, and then they got to get back into defense. They got to get up and put that guard up. And with Wilder, you might need to put more than 2 or 3 punches together. You might need to put 4, 5, 6 punches together on Wilder, especially when you get inside his reach. But also with Luis Ortiz is an issue with him is that he can't cut the ring off. And if Wilder figured out this time where you could walk Ortiz into some shots, or you could just outbox him. Use that long 83-inch jab, stick it in his face, use your movement. You can outbox him. Christian Hammer showed it. Travis Kaufman showed it. He can't cut the ring off. Tony Thompson showed it back in the day. Ortiz has a problem with cutting the ring off. And if you box and use the ring, that's not always feel like Tyson Fury was a bad matchup for him. Ortiz will follow you. Also, Ortiz's age. They say he's 40. Most people believe he's older than 40. And other than that, that's pretty much it. And, with Luis Ortiz. But with Deontay Wilder, his weaknesses is he ain't technical. It's a strength and a weakness. Him not being technical and fundamentally sound. He can be hit. He can lose his cool in there. If you get to talking to him, if Ortiz can speak English, you seen that Tyson Fury was able to enter his brain and get him to go wild and not be focused. And all he had to do was just check himself, reset, and then work Tyson Fury's body, but he didn't do that. Sometimes he squares up. He got a lot of body hit. He lean. Ortiz need to bang that body. We'll talk about that. Some people question his jaw. Ortiz buzzed him. Not hurt him in his words, but he buzzed him the last fight. But the keys to victory for Luis Ortiz. You can't ask him to do something that he's not programmed to do. So I couldn't ask him to go out there and throw 45, 5, 6, 7 punches at a time. It's not going to happen. But Luis Ortiz needs to do what he did last time. Make Wilder think. Counter Wilder. Make him think. Every time he throw a punch, let him know that it's going to be a price to pay. And it's going to be something coming back at him. But I believe Ortiz really need to focus on the body, countering to the body to slow Deontay Wilder legs down. Deontay Wilder's going to come in about 225, 230. This fight will be a little heavier to endure the fight with heavyweights that's going to come in 250, 260, 270 and higher. So if I'm Luis Ortiz, I'm waiting for Wilder to square up. I'm ready for him to throw a lazy jab out there. I'm really working off Wilder's, working off Wilder because that's what he got to do. I can tell you, he need to put the earmuffs and walk Wilder down, and he need to do what Spilka did, and but that's not what Ortiz can do. Ortiz need to capitalize off of Wilder, bait him. Maybe play a little possum, go to the ropes, and then counter Wilder. That's the only way he's gonna beat Wilder if he counter him, and that's what he did in the first fight. That's how he caught Wilder, countering him. And make it a boxing match. Make Wilder have to face you in the chess match. And only other advice that I would change up from the first fight for Ortiz is I think some of your shots should go downstairs to slow Wilder down a little bit more this fight. I think a couple counters downstairs, a few shoe shines downstairs, and then come upstairs and, let them snatch that elbow to the body, and then those counter shots gonna be there, and we get your opportunity. The 1, 2, 3 shots you throw at a time, you better make them count. Okay, you better make them count. But it's nothing Ortiz really can do. You can't teach this old dog new tricks. He is what he is. He pointed out that he got tired down the stretch, and they're gonna fix the stamina. He was snack, and he also has the strength and conditioning coach. They got Sean Porter prepared for Errol Spence. But that just wasn't the issue. You got caught with a shot. The speed, the explosiveness, the powers, the striking ability of Wilder caught up with you. So this time you got to stay focused. That plays in the stamina and the fatigue and all that. Stay focused, and I think more shots to the basement. And then, Wilder's going to start dropping them hands and slowing you down. You slow down that core. You slow the legs down. You slow the head down. And then I think a counter upstairs may be in play. But for Deontay Wilder, this fight, it depends on, what he want to do. What I've seen with Luis Ortiz over the course of his career is that he can't cut the ring off, and Wilder can just walk side to side, box, and Ortiz is going to follow him. And eventually Ortiz is going to follow him into a probably left hook, right hand combination, which or Wilder should be looking to throw. But if I'm Wilder, I'm using the ring. I'm walking Ortiz into shots. Or you can go out there, you can attack Ortiz early, but if you open up versus Ortiz early, then you open yourself up to get countered and knocked out. And when you come out early, a lot of guys come out dry. And that's usually lower weight guys. They got to cut weight. But early on, that jaw is suspect early on. And I believe if he come out aggressive like he tried to do with Dominic Brazil and land this 1-2, either, he going to knock Ortiz out, or Ortiz is going to grab him, or Ortiz going to be able to be ready to counter and land his shot. Similar to what Sergio Martinez did to Paul Williams. But for Wilder, utilize the ring, box, use your jab, and walk Ortiz into shots. This ain't really a technical fight where I can get down and say this guy need to do this and this guy need to do that. They don't do too much anything that's flamboyant or fly. Wilder got a big right hand. He got a solid jab. Ortiz is technical. He looking to counter punch. So you know what they're going to do. They're not going to do nothing different. Ortiz is looking to work off Deontay Wilder's work. He's looking for Wilder to create the fight. He want to create the victory by knocking him out. But, if Wilder want to come out fast and blitz the old man, well, he got to be wary of getting knocked out. But, the first fight was really good between them. It was really good because it was on Showtime, and I think it was a fight on, I think a Kovalev fight might have been on HBO, whatever. I know Beaver was on the card. UFC had a fight card, and there's really nothing, that's on tap this weekend but this fight. Nothing on tap this weekend but this fight. And I do think how it's going to go is I think Deontay Wilder is going to be tougher than what people think. I think Ortiz is seriously obsessed with what happened last time, and he want to make it right. And I seen the J-Rocks, right? I seen J-Rock have a shitty ass way back up after losing to Charlo. He didn't look good. That he looked okay versus Conley. He didn't look great versus Ishe Smith. He didn't look the greatest versus Daniel Gallimore. But then when he fought Jared Hurd, he came back and looked like a beast. Because he was hungry, and it was probably, his mind could have been his last shot at the title. And for Luis Ortiz, he hungry. Don't let the two prior performances, because the one with Kajana was cool, with Kaufman and Christian Hammer fool you. You know what I'm saying? Ortiz is going to be coming out there knowing his last hurrah, knowing if he work his way back up, that it's going to be tough to get back up there. So, I think it's going to be a tougher than expected fight. Either Wilder going to trash him in 1 or 2 rounds, or it's going to be a tough fight. And I think Wilder is playing with fire, and I think an upset is in play here. And you have your conspiracy theorists saying, oh, Wilder, they'll never let Wilder lose. But I never thought PBC cared for Wilder in the capacity that they try to push for. And if they believed in Wilder like that, then he'd have been a unified WBC IBF champion with Charles Martin. But no, they ran that belt over to Anthony Joshua. But, I see this fight probably going same amount of time the last fight went, 9, 10 rounds, whatever it was. Maybe a little early. I say about the 7th, 8th round, Wilder started to make his impact. He came off the Brazil fight, so he really ain't been that many rounds since he fought Tyson Fury. So to be honest, one thing that's probably gonna go overlooked for this fight is that where's Deontay Wilder physically at? Because he didn't take no punishment from Dominic Brazil. He took some punishment from Fury. His eye was swole. Fury was leaning on him, and physically that took some dog out of Tyson Fury. That Wilder fight took some years off of him, and I believe we really don't know physically where Wilder is after the Fury fight because the Brazil fight really proved nothing. But he was a punching bag, so physically, I'm looking forward to seeing Wilder put more weight on. I don't know if he's trying to be 220, 225, 230 for the rematch. But I think he's gonna be closer than what people think. But I do think Wilder's gonna end up pulling it out. I'm gonna say about the 7th round. I'm gonna say about the 8th round. Wilder end up stopping him. It's either gonna be early or it's gonna be late. I'm gonna pick the 8th round. Wilder get the stoppage, and goes on. But it wouldn't surprise me if Luis Ortiz got the victory here, because it's been a year of upsets. It's been a year of the old fighters coming out. Andrew Kasinko, John Pascal, and there's been some other fighters that had some success in the sport of boxing this year. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Ortiz pulled off the victory. But I'm pulling for Wilder in this one. I believe Wilder's gonna stop him around the 8th round. But it wouldn't surprise me if it went the distance neither. But hey, let me know what you guys think. I got a Wilder in 8 KO. I won't say throwing the towel style. I just think big right hand. Put Ortiz to sleep. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Want to share the video, it's the best way to donate. But if you want to make a donation, that link's in the description. Other than that, man, check out our heavyweight playlist. Middleweight, we got boxing news, boxing rumors, prospect list, playlist, the whole 9, Doug boxer. So check out my playlist, man, and guarantee you find something you like, NBA, NFL. And don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email, all those links in the description. If you have business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests, or you just want to chop it up, email and Twitter is the quickest way. So, hey, let me know who you guys got in the comment section, what you think about the video. Wilder Ortiz this Saturday, or Leo Santa Cruz on the undercard versus Miguel Flores for the Super WBA Super Featherweight title as well. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV.